Thanks.
Let's do this. Thank you.
Okay.
Hang on. Adam.
Good. Justin.
One of the Zero-Tech shooters that uses your gear. I specifically use your Skyline mounts. I dabbled in your bipod.
Okay.
It was just a little bit complicated for my liking, so I went back to a Harris.
Okay.
So just being open and transparent, that's me. But I've seen this. I'm pretty excited about it.
Might change your mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It has. Absolutely.
Yep.
So let's run through it.
Sure. So this is our this is our Skyline Light bipod. We made some changes from our original Skyline bipod. So with our original Skyline bipod, you have the ability to pan as well as cant. There's a lot of shooters out there that only prefer to have the bipod cant. I'm one of them. I don't like my bipod to pan. Then again, there's some guys that it has to be able to pan. So
did my head in.
Coming out with something that kind of fills that role for everybody, we deleted the panning feature, and it will still cant 44 degrees, and it has an adjustment lever in the back. Similar to the Skyline bipod, it has lockable positions at 0 degrees, 45 degrees, and 90 degrees on one side of the bipod. On the other side, if I bring the leg, I can cam it over so I can rapidly deploy it.
That I really liked.
And
it's very similar to the Harris.
It is very similar, and not only that, I can flip around this center section, so I can pick. I can pick which side the leg will deploy from. So I can have the rapid deploy in the front, or I could have it in the back. So your choice. The legs on the original Skyline are very unique in the fact that they self-retract and they are spring-loaded. At the same time, there are some shooters that prefer to make larger adjustments instead of very fine adjustments. So with this design, I can just push the lever, or I can just pull the leg out and move it to where it needs to go. You get a longer adjustment range with this than we did with the original Skyline bipod. And it's a preference kind of thing. So for me, if I'm shooting with this style of bipod, I don't need to have fine little micro adjustments. Some really prefer that. Some like to get it super dialed in. I like to make big adjustments quickly.
I don't have time for small adjustments, man.
So this is the way that I would run it as well.
Yeah.
The head options that we're doing, this is a replaceable head, so we're going to have one in a fixed Picatinny, a quick detach Picatinny, as well as an arc interface.
Sweet. Yeah. There's been numerous times I've had to rip my bipod off and go into a tripod, or just get out of the way because it won't fit through the barricade.
Yep.
They've made it that small.
And same thing, I can decide which way I want this head oriented. So I can have my lever on the right side, my lever on the left side, whatever's easiest for you. But yeah, the foot design we changed a little bit, so it does come with our thread-in rubber feet.
Yep.
If you have like Atlas-style feet, this will accept those as well.
Okay.
So it gives it a little bit more versatility in the foot design.
Any extenders on the legs?
Not for this yet. Okay. This is slightly higher than the standard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this one actually goes from 7 to 13 inches. Whereas the original Skyline bipod was around 7 to 9.
Yeah. I don't care what the missus says.
It matters. Yep. So this is a really great height. It's a very versatile height. If you're running it on a gun that has a longer magazine, it helps to clear it off of a bench.
Yep.
At the same time, you can still run it in that 45 degree and get a little bit lower.
Yep.
So yeah, really versatile product. And with all of that, we came in at a cheaper price point than the original Skyline bipod. So again, those guys who want to run that bipod, that's the only bipod they want. They want every single feature on it. This one, it's a little bit stripped down. It's a different style, but it comes in at a more affordable price.
A little bit lighter too.
Yeah, and it is exactly what you're saying. It is a simpler bipod to run. So
I noticed,
that's your thing.
I noticed with this, every time I threw it on or took it off, it was throwing my weight out.
Sure.
So I had my rifle balanced quite well, and then I throw it off, and then all of a sudden the rear end's heavy.
Oh yeah.
Like it threw it out. So I had to be very selective on how I did things.
Sure.
But yeah, it's something like this, a little bit lighter, a lot more simplistic.
It is.
And
at the same time, we made it more simplistic, but this is every bit as strong as that original. We were originally billing the Skyline bipod as the strongest bipod on the market. This is every bit as strong and stable as that one as well. And it's a little bit wider of a stance.
Yeah,
so
I do like that.
Yep.
Man, I can't wait. I'm actually excited to use it.
Awesome.
Yeah, super excited. Yeah, so just make sure this thing's still recording. Sweet. All right, we'll move on. Skyline mount.
Skyline mount.
So I run the one piece that's not the cantilever.
Yep.
The biggest issue I had is it's not high enough.
Sure.
So apparently you do have ones that come higher.
We do, yeah. So this one's really meant for a flat top gun like an AR-15. This is our cantilever version of the Skyline mount, but we do have this same height in the non-cantilever version as well. And all of the accessories that are mounted to this one also fit the non-cantilever as well. Yeah, and we're still coming out with new products. This is going to be a new one for us. So it's an offset red dot mount at 45 degrees. It actually comes off one of the bottom interfaces on the mount. And this is actually adjustable for height. This can be flipped around, so you get a couple different heights. The plate is adjustable front to back for spacing, and then that same plate can be used on any of the 45s if you want to piggyback it on top or anything similar like that.
I really like that, man. Yep. That's cool. So out of the way.
And we're doing these in 30, 34 millimeter, 35 millimeter. Yeah.
The bridge is going to be very popular soon with the NRL guys.
Yes.
Is there something like that for the future that's coming?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sick?
In development now. Yes.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Sick.
coming.
Oh, man, I'm pumped. Cool. All right. And bottom medals.
Sure.
So we can't use the mag extenders
In Australia? In a civilian market anyway. Maybe in the military side.
Sure.
They could those mags, or law enforcement. I don't know what they're.
We also do them in a +0 as well. So it's just a replaceable base plate. There's a lot of guys that may run a 0 just to either have it for the color. The same thing is it extends it a little bit. So if you're a competitive shooter, just having it to grab out of your belt, and same thing, inserting the mag, it just gives a little bit of extra length on it. But yeah, those are still popular. We do these for most popular pistol mags, Glock mags. We're doing them for the Magpul PMag Glock mags, and that's a +5. We do them in a +2, 3, 9mm or 40, and then we also do them in a +5.
Okay.
We do them for SIG P320, Smith & Wesson M&P, CZ Shadow, and then we also make them for the rifle mags.
Cool.
So the PMags in the 5.56, the 7.62, and then we do a +4 for the AICS mags.
All billet aluminium.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like Warne's got some cool stuff coming out.
We do. Yeah, and then
that's right.
this as well.
Can't forget this little guy.
Yeah, this is brand new for this year. So, probably 9% of the shotguns out there in the world are not drilled and tapped for any kind of rail or base. So if you want to be able to mount an optic to your shotgun, which is certainly becoming more popular, either for turkey hunting, there's a lot of competitive shooters that are using them in like 3-gun style competitions. Some you could use these for wing shooting or clays. I'd say one thing with me is that I'm left eye dominant. I'm right-handed, so it's hard shooting a shotgun for me. If I'm using this with a dot on it, I can shoot both eyes open. It totally changes things for me. But this is a rib mount, so you can mount all the little micro red dot sights and reflex sights. It's a universal pattern. It fits most of the popular options out there in the world, and it is a universal mount, so this will fit any shotgun rib, as long as it's a vented rib and not a solid rib. But it clamps on, and it sits super low profile to the shotgun.
Here's one you prepared earlier.
Yep. So I mean, it sits super low profile, and so it doesn't really change your point of aim on the shotgun.
Yeah, I love it. I love the initiative. Very cool.
And we have a couple different fitments of that coming out later this year for some different optics.
Cool. All right. Hey man, I really appreciate you spending the time and
thanks for coming by,
telling us all about it. And I hope you enjoy SHOT Show.
Thanks. Appreciate it.